again. I don't even know what number I'm on this, but I am doing these videos about experiences I've had with the paranormal since I write paranormal cozy mysteries about psychic mediums. Let me clarify that I really don't think I see ghosts. I think I did before when I was little. I think everybody has that ability to some degree because the veil is thin for children. But I have had experiences that have been important to me and important enough for me to think that there is a connection. Okay, so the next one, the last one I told was just about my dog Magnum. We called him Tucci Bears. The next one, that was in 99. So the next one, nothing happened for quite a while. We moved to Cumming and from Alpharetta, and my Uncle Ernie, who I mentioned several back, and my aunt had given me a pair of diamond earrings, and they were little studs. And I don't even remember when they gave them to me, but I'd had them forever. I treasured those things, especially after they died, and I wore them all the time because they didn't bother my ears, my piercings, and sometimes the cheap stuff bothered my piercings. So they were both gone by this point. And I had this little, like a ring box, like, you put your little jewelry in it and it's on your dresser. I had that, and I would take off my earrings because I couldn't sleep with them. I didn't like the feeling of those. I still don't sleep with earrings. And I put them in that box. And then the next time I went to wear them, they were gone. I talked to the girls because they had little hands and they, jewelry was pretty. They were young. They liked that stuff. And they denied, which I didn't think was a lie. I don't think that they didn't have pierced ears at that point. So what would they, why would they take those? So I was devastated. I looked everywhere for those earrings. And I just couldn't find them. And I was heartbroken. So, oh wow, I missed one, so I'm gonna have to go back and do another one. So I looked everywhere, couldn't find them. Months passed. At that time we had 2 dogs and a cat, and one of the dogs was this poofy Shiba Inu shepherd mix of some kind. So she left dust bunnies everywhere. Sweetest girl. So I was constantly vacuuming. I am very type A. Any of my friends will tell you I have to have a clean house. I'm grossed out if my house is not clean. And if somebody is coming over, it has to be immaculate all the time. My son would go to his friends' houses when he was 5 or 6 around this time, and he couldn't understand why their houses were dirty in comparison to ours. That's how type A I am. So I had one of those Dyson animal vacuums because I had so much hair all the time and we had carpet everywhere, and it just grossed me out to think of what was in that carpet. It still grosses me out. So I was always vacuuming. And I'm that person that vacuums in lines, because it just looks so good for the 2 minutes that it's there before a kid or a dog come and mess it all up, or a husband. And I vacuumed the bedroom. And I've been vacuuming for these at least 3 times a week since those earrings left disappeared, and I had already decided they were just gone. I don't know how they left, where they went, but they were gone. And I finished vacuuming my bedroom, and I pushed the vacuum to where the dresser is, where that little box where the earrings always sat, and something catches my eye on the floor. I had vacuumed there. You could see the lines, and I looked down, and those 2 earrings, and they're not big earrings, that's a ½ carat total, are right there, right next to each other on the ground, right beside the vacuum. This is where my bras are. This is where my underwear is. These are where my t-shirts are. These are where all my jewelry is. I go to that dresser multiple times a day. I vacuumed in there at least a good 50 times by this point after losing the earrings. But there they were. And I really believe, because I was so upset about it, that my aunt or my uncle left them for me, that they knew where they were and they knew that I was still upset, and there they were. And I still wear those earrings all the time. So I'll tell you the next one about my grandpa, which I forgot. So I'll go back to that one next. Thanks.